Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another Wednesday. My name is Keith. I'm your meditation teacher here on this channel, Meditation Breaks. And if you're returning, welcome back. If you're brand new, welcome for the first time. This is going to be a great class for people if it's your first time. We're going to do, as we always do, kind of introduce meditation as a whole. What is it? Why bother doing this? How does it work? What's going on when I do meditation? And then we'll do a very simple breathing meditation together, just to get everyone, get everyone's feet wet as to how to meditate. And then we're going to do a little continuation of what we did last week, because I got a lot of great feedback from last stream about our focus, and our focus last week was kind of layering on some body positivity, some body patience, some gratitude for our own self and our own body and our own mind onto our breathing meditation. So now I want to do that with a body scan. And this is really relaxing too. So if it's getting late over by you, this might be a good way to wind down. Patricia, thank you. It's great to hear from you. Thanks. Okay, so if you're brand new, do feel free to ask questions. You can see some people talking in the chat. You don't need to wait for me to stop what I'm doing and ask if anyone has any questions. Sometimes I just keep rolling, so just fire any questions you have in the chat, and I'll get to them as soon as I see them. If you aren't comfortable doing that, or you forget, you had a question that you remember after the stream's over, happens all the time, don't worry about it. I'm going to give everybody my email towards the end of the live stream. All right, so we're going to get started, and we'll get started by thinking about what is meditation. And an image will come to your mind, of course. It's the emoji. It's the same image. Legs crossed, sitting on the floor. All right, eyes closed, hands something like this. Everyone looks really relaxed. We're like, oh, I want that. That looks cool. That looks great. So this is a form of meditation. This is, like traditional seated meditation. But it is just a way to meditate. It is not really the definition of meditation. It's not like if I don't sit on the floor, if I don't have my eyes closed, if I don't have my hands like this, I'm not meditating, right? So a more accurate definition, Yul, thanks for the sub. I appreciate that. A more accurate definition, which kind of encompasses all styles of meditation, is that this is a technique that we use to familiarize our mind with something. Super vague, not helpful. But let's think about that, right? So this idea of familiarizing our mind with something. It happens all day long, but we don't really think of it that way, right? Like our mind is constantly learning, constantly becoming familiar with new activities, new concepts, but we don't go around being like, my mind became really familiar with this thing today. It just kind of happens, right? So if we think about our body, right? So familiarization with like physical movement, it's easier to kind of extrapolate what's going on here because it's the exact same thing. So think about walking. You're probably pretty good at it. I mean, you could walk backwards, sideways. I don't know. Yeah, if you could somehow invert gravity, you could probably walk upside down on a ceiling. Like, you're really good at walking. But that wasn't always the case, right? When you were a little kid, couldn't walk at all. And then when you started kind of stumbling all over the place, it was not very graceful. And eventually, though, little by little, a little practice each day, your body, your mind all became familiar with this concept of walking. And as a result, what happened? Walking starts to become like second nature. We don't have to concentrate as much. We don't have to put as much effort forth. We can just kind of do it. So the same is true with anything that we learned. Riding a bike, learning a new language, whatever we do for work at first is difficult. Now we kind of are in a groove, right? We know what is expected of us. All these things, they're all based in the same concept, that the more familiar we are with something, the more naturally it starts to flow, the more naturally it starts to arise. Right? And the same is true for our mind. Right? For feelings, emotions, like mind states, which is really what we focus on with meditation. So let's take the big one, relaxing. Right? That's why most people get into meditation, is to be less stressed, to relax. So does meditation relax you? Not really. Meditation itself is not creating relaxation. So what is it doing then? It is teaching you to become super familiar with this relaxed version of yourself. I know what you're thinking. I don't know where that version is. It doesn't show up that much. The reason it doesn't show up that much is because we're not really familiar with it. We haven't kind of like practiced being that way a lot. And so it seems difficult to kind of bring that up, bring that version of ourselves up. But it's in there, right? If you're honest with yourself, I'm sure you could think of some times where you were really calm, cool, collective, relaxed about things. So meditation is a tool, a really good tool for becoming so familiar with something, in this example, relaxation or relaxed self, that what happens? Relaxed self just starts to show up more often. The same as walking, the same as riding a bike, the same as learning a new language, right? We don't have to put as much effort into having this aspect of us kind of surface. All right? So that's how meditation is kind of working for us, right? But, how do we get started? We're going to first learn breathing meditation. And breathing meditation is a form of meditation that is really good for pacifying busyness in our mind. And the reason that this is a great starting point, aside from the fact that it's your breath and you always have your breath with you, which is really an important aspect of this. We don't need special external conditions or go retreat to a mountaintop or something to do this. Aside from that, this is a really good starting point because your mind is generally very busy. Right? And when our mind is really busy, it can be hard for us to think clearly about things, to really kind of concentrate, right? When our mind is like all over the place. Those things can be difficult. And our mind is constantly being pulled in all different directions all day long. Think about work, right? Oh, that thing that somebody said to me. Oh, I got to do this weekend. Oh, I better eat dinner. What time is it, right? Like all these thoughts, they're happening, even if we don't really notice them. So our mind is really busy, and we want to give our mind a little bit of a break, right? An analogy I like to use, which I haven't used in a while, I don't think. Imagine yourself at a very still lake. You're on like a hike. A nice day. Beautiful. There's not a cloud in the sky. There's no rain or wind or anything. And I ask you to describe to me the reflection in the lake. No problem. You can do it. You're describing to me the reflection in the lake as if you're looking at the scene itself. Now, if the wind starts to pick up, rain starts to pitter-patter on the surface of the lake, what happens? Or ripples. And by virtue of that reflection becomes less clear. It's not gone. It's just less clear. All right. If it really starts to, the wind really starts to kick up, maybe a bit of a downpour of rain, you might not be able to see that reflection at all, but it's still there. All right. The reflection is always there. It's just obscured by the busyness of the weather. Relaxed you is always there. It's just obscured by the busyness of your mind. And so this is how we're going to get started with connecting with our relaxed self. And look, this is a slow burn, right? And this is new. Anytime we start something new, it's going to take some time for this to start to feel like second nature, right? Start to become familiar with it. There's that word again. But this is a great starting point. So we're going to do breathing meditation together. Instructionally, pretty straightforward. 3 steps. First, we're going to choose to do this. We're going to make a promise to ourselves. I'm going to focus on my breath, and that's it. It's called single-pointed concentration if you want to get all fancy about it, right? We're going to focus so exclusively on our breath. There's no other room for any of the other busyness, right? All the anxiety, stress, it's going to start to fade into the background, right? So we're going to make a promise to ourselves to do this. I know that sounds ridiculous, but this is really important, right? We're teaching our mind that we want to do this, right? Not that it'll accidentally happen, right? We want to be in control. We want to teach our mind to come along for the ride as opposed to the opposite. So we're going to make this promise to ourselves, and then we are going to focus single-pointedly on our own breath. I'll be guiding you through this. You won't be on your own. And then anytime you notice that your attention's drifting, right? As soon as you notice, maybe you're thinking about what are you going to eat later, or what you got to do this weekend, or whatever. I don't know. Whenever you notice that, we're just going to say, not right now to those thoughts. That's kind of our saying here. We're not saying those thoughts are useless. We are just saying not right now. Again, we are teaching our mind to come along for the ride with us, not drive us around. I'm like doing all these different analogies. Okay, so that's step 2, right? So we choose to focus single-pointedly on our breath. Notice when our attention drifts. Last step, whenever we notice that, we just bring it back. We bring our attention back to breathing. It does not matter how many times you need to bring your attention back. The goal here is not to never be distracted, but to start being really aware of when you are so you can do something about it. Cool? Okay. So we're going to do some breathing meditation together, and you don't need to sit on the floor. I'm sitting in my chair, my lovely little office chair. You too could sit in a chair. You can sit on the floor if that's comfortable for you. Maybe you're tired, you want to lay down, do whatever you want. Just make sure you're pretty comfortable. You don't want to be too sleepy, but if you fall asleep, it's not that big of a deal, right? Catch a couple Z's. So make sure you're nice and comfy. Doesn't really matter the seating position. And go ahead and close your eyes, and I'm going to guide us through about a 5-minute breathing meditation. Okay. Whenever we start a meditation, it's good to just take a brief moment and check in. Ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Everything, body, mind. Maybe we're tired from a long day. Maybe we're energetic. Whatever it is, it does not matter. The only thing that matters is you notice. You're an observer of your mind. This is a practice known as mindfulness. Word you've probably heard before. Mindfulness is an active awareness of your own thoughts, moment to moment, for the very specific purpose of responding skillfully to those thoughts. So just take a moment, check in. Having done that, you can now make a promise to yourself, a promise to focus single-pointedly, exclusively on your own breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Very gently, very naturally. You do not need to change anything about how you normally breathe. However breathing comes naturally to you is perfect. No need to take big, deep inhales or forcefully exhale air. Just be yourself and breathe in and out. Gently, naturally. As you begin to relax just a little bit into your seat. Single-pointedly focused on each moment of each breath. See if you can follow the air for its entire journey. Can you follow the air as it enters your body when you breathe in? Can you picture it filling your lungs with energy? And then can you picture that air releasing from your body as you exhale back into the atmosphere? Breathing in, breathing out, gently, naturally. At some point, you may notice that your attention drifts. Maybe you're thinking about something you have to do later, after this class ends, or tomorrow. Maybe you're recalling something that happened earlier in the day. Whenever you notice this has happened, no big deal. We can just say not right now to those thoughts. We will get to them later. And then purposefully guide your attention back to your breath. Back to breathing in, breathing out. Gently, naturally. And just check in again. If your attention is being split, no big deal. We can just put those thoughts aside. Bring our focus back to breathing. This process of choosing to focus single-pointedly on something, in this case our breath, noticing when your attention has drifted, and then being able to guide your attention back to that thing. That is meditation. You are meditating right now. You are training your mind to focus, to pay attention to what you want to pay attention to. And right now, the only thing you want to pay attention to is breathing in and breathing out. Very gently, very naturally. So just for the last few moments, continue to sit here and relax. No need to think about anything. Just enjoy a little bit of time to yourself. Okay. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Hello, welcome back. That was a pretty traditional breathing meditation. There's only 3 steps. Now, instructionally, not so bad. In practice, you might find your mind is all over the place, right? This is very common. If you're like, wow, I couldn't keep my focus on my breath for more than a second or two, very common. Why? Your mind's not used to this, right? Your mind does what it's used to, right? So if your mind is used to being anxious, anxiety is going to kind of crop up a lot, all right? If your mind is used to being angry, well, you're going to get frustrated a lot, right? If your mind is used to multitasking, when you ask it to not do that, to focus single pointedly on something, your mind's like, what is this? This is not what I do. I think about 6 million things at once. I don't know what this is, but it's not happening. Right? There's resistance. And this is where the practice comes in. We're going to train our mind to not only become familiar with this, but to start to see the value in it, right? The value in focusing on one thing as opposed to letting our mind bounce around. Cool? Okay. So that's breathing meditation. And if you just stopped right here and did that for the rest of your life, that would be absolutely incredible. But there's a lot of different things we can do with meditation. There's a lot of different styles of meditation, a lot of different things we can get out of it. So right there, we were pretty much just using breathing meditation as a way of decompressing a little, clearing our mind of some busyness. All right. But now we're going to talk about something that takes that a little bit further, right? And this is a sort of a spin-off of what we did last week. So for those of you who were not here, last week we talked about our body and how much punishment our body goes through every day, right? We get mad at our body. Oh, my knee hurts, right? This knee problem, it's back, right? But your knees are holding up a lot of weight all day long, every day, right? And we don't often think about how our body is constantly doing all these things for us to allow us to do the things that we want, right? We only kind of pay attention to that when it's not working as expected. Right? And so this kind of translates into sometimes having a negative self-concept of our body, right? My body is broken. My body doesn't work as it should. And last week we took that and did a really cool breathing meditation variant where we were thanking our breath every time we would breathe in and out. Right? Seems silly, but guess what? Breathing is real important, right? Our body's ability to breathe is probably the most important thing for us. So the fact that this is happening all day long, like keeping us alive, allowing us to enjoy our day, enjoy our friends, our family, the beautiful weather, like all these things are made possible by our breath, right? So this is a way of taking a simple breathing meditation and layering on gratitude. Gratitude is a big topic in meditation. It's kind of like one of the main pillars of it. Having compassion for others, compassion for yourself, right? And compassion for your body and mind and all that it goes through. So a lot of people loved that meditation. It is one of my favorites. I think it's a really cool way of taking your breathing meditation a little bit to the next level, right? So if you missed that, feel free, you can check out that class on my YouTube channel. It's just the one that was last week. But today I want to do a body scan meditation that is geared at the same thing, but it's more involved, right? So last week we were really focusing on our breath, like what our lungs do for us, right? With this body scan, and maybe you've done a body scan before, with this body scan, we're going to change it up a little bit, whereas we're not going to just kind of think about all the different parts of our body and how they feel, but we are going to layer on that gratitude to each part of our body, right? And the goal of this is to start to build a really awesome appreciation for our own body and patience, right? Patience for our own body and mind. I got into meditation for clinical anxiety, and I didn't have a lot of patience for my mind, right? That's kind of one of the burdens of anxiety, depression, is we don't view this as just like a passing storm, right? Even though there are times where we don't feel that way, right? We view it as concrete forever, right? And we start to then view our mind, view our body as broken, right? So this type of meditation, a body scan with this kind of gratitude layer, is really good for body patience, mind, it's like self-acceptance, self-kindness. If you have chronic injuries, this is fantastic for that. So I think you'll enjoy it. It's a little longer of a meditation than we normally do, which is why I'm going to start it earlier. That way I don't keep you over. But yes, Riley, yes. I did want you to remind me of the question. So Riley asked earlier a great question. How do I truly identify what's happening inside my body or how my body feels when I'm doing a body scan? Great question. So first, let's talk about what a body scan is. Maybe you haven't ever done one before. What we're going to do is we're going to start very similarly. We're just going to kind of breathe for a little bit. And then I'm going to guide us through this different type of meditation. And what I'll be asking you to do is to think about a specific part of your body. It'll all be guided by me, so don't worry, you're not on your own. We're thinking about a specific part of our body, right? We are focusing single-pointedly on that part of our body, right? So that's really this kind of definition of meditation. Focusing single-pointedly on something, noticing when you're no longer doing so, bringing your attention back. So we started on our breath. Now we are going to do a meditation on each body part. I'm not going to do every body part because you'll be here for hours, but I'm going to try to hit the big ones. So that's what a body scan is, and don't worry if that doesn't make any sense. I think once we start going, it'll start to be a little bit more clear. For Riley's question, like how to identify like what's going on in my body, right? Really good question. And for now, I don't want you to think about that. It's not a great answer, right? Because there's a lot of different things we can do with meditation. And sometimes we want to use meditation as a way of investigating a specific thing, right? So let's say our knee hurts, all right? We have a chronic knee injury, right? We could do a body scan meditation and really focus on our knee, right? And this might be a really good opportunity for us to start to think about like, what's going on with my knee? How does my knee feel? Like all of the kind of nuance of thought that's going into focusing on our knee, right? This is a really good opportunity for what you're talking about. When we're just getting started, right? Sometimes it can be helpful to not go that deep with like the analysis, and just start to get used to doing a body scan, used to doing breathing meditation, right? The reason is we don't overload ourselves, right? One step at a time, and it'll all start to flow, right? But how do we identify it? I would say that, and I'll do my best to try to kind of leave moments for this. I'm going to specifically ask you to think about how this part of your body feels, and whatever your answer is perfect, right? There's no like correct answer. What we are practicing is being an observer, right? Being an observer of our mind, of our body, so we can be better at responding to things, so we can be more aware of what's going on in us all day long, right? So I think the body scan that I'm going to lead is going to be helpful for you to like start to see how you might pinpoint some of this stuff. But if we finish and it's not that clear, feel free to let me know and we can talk more about it. Cool? All right, let's do it. We are going to start with a little breathing meditation. I always like, no matter what meditation that we do, I think it's good to start with a little bit of breath work, to just settle in, right? We're getting used to the idea of focusing on one thing. So our breath is kind of our hub, right? That's the basis of our practice. So we're going to start there, and then I'm going to guide us through this body scan / body gratitude meditation. Cool? Okay. So you can go ahead and relax. If you have become more tired since the last time and you'd like to lay down now, go ahead. If it's late there and you're like ready for bed, body scan meditation is great for going to sleep, great for relaxing. So I don't know, go lay down. Otherwise, sit in a chair, sit on the floor, do whatever you want. Just make sure you're nice and comfy. And we're going to go ahead and do this. Okay. Very quickly, let's just check in with ourselves. How are you feeling in this exact moment? It's not a comparison to before. Before is done. Only now. How are you feeling right now? Maybe think about your body a little bit and how your body's feeling right now. Any aches or pains, stiffness? We're not doing anything about it. We are just noticing, taking inventory of how we feel. Having done that, you can now turn your attention once again to your breath. Breathing in, breathing out, very gently and very naturally. Follow the air for its entire journey. Actually imagine, visualize the air entering your body as you breathe in and exiting as you breathe out. Single pointedly focused on each moment of your breath. Breathing in and out gently, naturally. As you begin to relax once again into your seat, allow yourself to sink in. And if you find that your attention is drifting from your breath, whether it's thinking about something that happened earlier or something coming up later, doesn't matter. Whenever that happens, we can just say not right now to those thoughts. Bring your attention back to breathing. In and out, gently, naturally. And bring your attention back once again. If it's drifted, doesn't matter how many times you need to do this. So having spent a little time doing breathing meditation, we're settling back into where we were before. Our mind maybe is feeling a little bit more relaxed, even just microscopically. That's good. That's better than it was. We can then use this relaxed mind to engage in some other more advanced levels of meditation. So we are going to do a body scan meditation together. I'm going to guide you through it. You just follow along and enjoy. I'd like you to bring your attention, your full, undivided attention, to the area around your eyes. Focus single-pointedly on this area of your body. What does this area of your body feel like? Do your eyelids feel heavy? Eyes dry, watery? Whatever it is, doesn't matter. We are just noticing. We are meditating single-pointedly on the area around our eyes. Your eyes are a wonderful gift, and they work very hard for you every day, allowing you to see the people you love, create, experience. So many wonderful things, wonderful moments are made possible by our eyes, by our sight. We can thank our eyes, thank our eyelids, thank every aspect of the area around our eyes. We can thank them for all that they do for us every day. And we can give our eyes permission to relax. We can imagine that area of our body fading away into white light. Just imagine it. Now I'd like you to bring your attention to the area by your nose, your nostrils, the bridge of your nose, our nose and all of the parts of it allow us to experience wonderful aromas every day. The scent of a beautiful candle, the crispness of the summer air, smell of a delicious meal, smell of flowers. So many wonderful things made possible by this area of our body. We can thank our nose, our nostrils, every part of this area of our body. We can thank it for all that it does. And we can give our nose permission to relax. It's earned it. We can imagine this area of our body fading away into white light. Bring your attention to your mouth, your lips, your teeth, your gums, your tongue, your jaw, all of the aspects, the area around your mouth. What does this area of your body feel like right now? Or just paying attention to it single pointedly, noticing. What does your mouth feel like? The gift of speech, communication, expressing ourselves to others, music, singing, storytelling. All of these wonderful aspects of our life made possible by this area of our body. We can thank our mouth, our lips, our teeth, gums, tongue, for all that it does. We can imagine this area of our body fading away into white light. Just imagine it. Guide your attention to your shoulders. What do your shoulders feel like right now? Are they tense, relaxed, heavy, light? What about your arms? Bicep, tricep. What do they feel like? Your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, the palms of your hand to the tips of your fingers. Our arms and shoulders and hands and fingers allow us to accomplish so many things each day. Simple tasks such as carrying, or more creative ones like writing, building, creating. Our arms and shoulders and hands and fingers, they work non-stop every day to allow us to enjoy so many things in our life. Don't they deserve a little bit of a break? Give them permission to relax. Imagine your shoulders fading away into white light. And now your upper arms fading away. Your elbows fading away. Your forearms, your wrists, the palms of your hand to the tips of your fingers. Allow them to relax. And we can bring our attention to our chest, our torso, our back, our core area. What does this area of your body feel like? Our chest encases so many vital organs. Our stomach allows us to get nutrients, to live, to thrive. Our back allows us to sit upright, to move. We don't often think about this area of our body as being vital to all the things that we do, but without it, we would not be able to do much at all. We can thank our torso, our back, our stomach for all that they do for us each day. We can give them permission to relax. We can watch them fade away into white light. What about your legs? Your thighs, your knees, shins, calves, ankles, your heel, the balls of your feet, the tips of your toes. What do these areas of your body feel like right now? Our legs, knees, every aspect of our lower body is taxed so heavily every day. Its job not only to hold us up, but to carry us forward, to move, to give us the gift of mobility. So we can explore, we can visit people we love, we can see new wonders of the world, we can go on hikes, we can play sports. So many wonderful things made possible by our legs, all while they support us every day. Everyone needs a break once in a while. Let's give our legs a break. Let's thank our thighs, our knees, our shins, calves, ankles, heel, balls of our feet, and the tips of our toes. We can thank all of them for what they do for us every day. We can give them permission to relax. We can watch them fade away. And with our entire body relaxed, there is only one spot left: our mind. Everything that we do, every thought we think, every move we take, every experience we have, everything, without exception, is made possible by our mind. Without mind, we could do nothing. Our mind has so much responsibility, so much onus on our quality of life. And the moment that it falters, we blame it. Let's give our mind a break. Thank your mind for making everything in your life possible. Give it permission to relax. Watch it fade away into white light. And then just sit here. Okay. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Nice. Good job. It's a long one. There's a lot of parts of your body. I also skipped a ton. This is a really good one, not only for things like we were talking about with body appreciation, but also helping you rest. A lot of people who use meditation for sleep issues, body scan is kind of a go-to. Chronic body pain, go-to. It's a really useful style of meditation. Definitely give it a shot once in a while. Throw it into your repertoire. You do not need a guide to do this. You can do this on your own. If you enjoyed having me talk you through this, you could always rewatch these videos. Or there's a lot of great kind of body scan guided meditations out there. It's a pretty common one. But this is layering on that level of gratitude. And I think it's really important, right? Because a lot of body scan meditations are focused just on relaxing, right? These areas of your body. But what we're doing is we are giving them permission to relax because they've earned it, right? They deserve it, right? Just like when your best friend gives you a gift, you want to give them a gift back, right? If we start to recognize the gifts that our body gives us, we'll want to give those gifts back. We'll want to treat our body nicely. We'll want to be patient, right? That's the beauty of gratitude, right? Thank you guys. I'm glad you appreciated it. And a big thank you for sticking around for it. I know it's long. But it's the type of thing that, like, as you start going through it, it starts to become really great. So, congrats to everyone who stuck through it. That was awesome. That's the end of our class today. If you had a good time, great. Come on back next week, same time, channel. We'll talk about some other thing meditation related. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel and you'd like to, I do encourage you to do so. All my old videos are up there. You get some notifications when I'm going live with the meditation. Big thank you to Yuli, who subscribed earlier, and to anyone who chooses to do so later. It really means a lot to me. It's super helpful. It lets the very bizarre algorithm that is Google know that people are interested in this. So thank you. If you are very into meditation, you're like, you know what? This is cool. I would like to see where I can go with this. I do offer one-on-one private instruction. It's a really wonderful way of honing in on the things that are important to you. Maybe you have great body positivity. Maybe you want to focus on anxiety. Maybe you want to focus on, I don't know, being motivated, right? Whatever it is that you're currently here for, we can focus on. Sandra, thank you so much for the sub. Really appreciate it. So if that sounds interesting to you, or if you just have any questions about meditation as you do a little on your own, email me. My email is keith@meditationbreaks.com. There's my email in the chat. Feel free to email me at any time. And if you are interested in a one-on-one, I do them all virtually. It's very laid back, very chill. So you can just reach out to me and we'll find a time that works, right? Or we can talk about maybe some of the benefits of doing that before we do that, whatever works for you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the meditation. Hopefully you're feeling nice and relaxed, ready for bed maybe. Except Patrick. Patrick's got a whole day ahead of him. He's in Australia. And I'll see you all next week. All right. Take care.